What if I told you one single base is enough to defend all meta armies? Yes, it's possible, and I even got defense replays to prove that. Today, I got you a Town Hall 15 Anti Everything Base that you can use to defend almost every army. This Town Hall 15 base is an anti-2-star setup with a unique Rage Tower placement that makes it extremely difficult for attackers to break through. Now, you might expect an anti-2-star base to be compact, since those layouts tend to work well against many attack strategies. But this base takes a different approach. Instead of a compact design, it has well-spread defenses, making it extremely hard for Fireball and Zap spells to get value. No matter where you look, there's no perfect Fireball spot, and Zap spells won't take out key defenses efficiently. And it's not just Fireball and Zap spells. Spread out bases also work great against Electro dragons. Since E-Drags rely on chain damage, their value is minimized because the defenses are not placed close together. Now let's talk about one of the biggest threats to Electro dragon spam, the single Inferno. This base has one single Inferno, and it's placed in a dead zone and under a Rage Tower. This means Electro dragons will struggle against it, especially since they can't easily reach it due to its isolated placement. Even Giant Arrow value is tricky to get in this base. That's because the trash buildings are placed strategically so that they don't align with two air defenses. Attackers usually rely on Giant Arrow to take down two air defenses, but in this case, the building placement makes that nearly impossible. Now, let's talk about the Rage Towers, because the way they are set up in this base is something you won't find in most other bases. In fact, I'd say this Rage Tower setup is brilliant. Can you take a second to guess what's different? Okay, let me tell you. Unlike most bases that stack key defenses around the Rage Tower, this one has a sneaky trick that attackers won't expect. Let's start with the Rage Tower near the Town Hall. Normally, you'd see multiple heavy defenses around a Rage Tower, but here it's only boosting two key defenses, the Town Hall and the single Inferno. At first, this might not seem like a lot of damage, but here's where the real trick comes in. The two builder huts inside the Rage Radius play a massive role. Because they are raged up, they repair defenses much faster, making it much harder for attackers to clear the Town Hall area. You'll see this clearly in the Dragon Spam replay, where the Valkyries from the Blimp fail to take down the Town Hall. And even in the Electro Dragon attack, the E-Drags take way longer to destroy the Town Hall than the attacker expected. I promise you, no attacker will see this coming. Now, let's move on to the second Rage Tower. At first glance, you might think it's not doing much since it mainly boosts the monolith. But here's the catch. If the timing is right, the Warden, King, and even the defensive clan castle troops will be raged up at the same time. Did you expect that? Because attackers definitely won't. If you want to make this even stronger, I'd suggest switching the Warden with the Minion Prince. Why? Because the Minion Prince is faster, deals more damage, and ground troops can't even target him. You'll see exactly how this setup works in the Queen Charge Hybrid replay, where the Queen is forced to use her ability way earlier than expected because of the rage-boosted defenses. Alright, that's all about the Rage Tower setup, but there's another key feature that makes this base extremely powerful: the Long Dead Zone. This works perfectly against spam armies because most attackers enter from the Eagle side to avoid early damage from the Eagle artillery. But due to the Dead Zone, instead of moving into the core, their troops will just circle around the base. You'll see this clearly in the Electro Dragon replay. Not a single E-Drag makes it into the core. And if troops enter from the monolith side, they face a different problem. As they move toward the core, they won't be able to reach the back-end defenses, but those defenses will still be dealing damage the entire time. Even if the monolith area is at the back end, the Tesla farm and skeleton traps will make sure the attacker struggles, and the open walls near the CC play a huge role in defense too. They prevent the Queen from easily entering the monolith compartment, so the monolith keeps dealing damage for a much longer time. And finally, we have the trap placements. Giant bombs are placed in Super Archer Blimp landing spots. Red air bombs are put to eliminate Blimp troops in air spam attacks. Spring traps are placed to target headhunters or Valkyries and Root Rider hits. All of these small details add up to make this base a nightmare for attackers. Alright, that's it for the base analysis. Now let's move on to the defense replays to see this base in action. For the first replay, we have air spam. The King and Queen are used to set the funnel, and then the dragons are sent in with the Blimp heading for the Town Hall. Now watch the Tornado Trap in action. It completely stops the CC troops from clearing the Town Hall. The attacker gets lucky as one dragon barely manages to take it down, but the rest of the attack falls apart. There's still too much base left for the royal champion to clear, and eventually, the queen finishes her off, securing us another defense. For the second replay, we have a queen charge hybrid attack. Because of the CC placement and the easy entry option, the attacker chooses to enter from 3 o'clock. At first, the queen charge looks solid. But as she approaches the monolith, the attack starts falling apart, even with a rage spell on the healers. This is exactly what I mentioned earlier. The defensive heroes and CC troops get raged up, forcing the queen's ability way too early. The attacker then sends in the hybrid troops, with a strong funnel set by the king. But here's where the dead zone completely shuts down the attack. All of the hybrid troops stay clumped together in the core and get hit by multiple defenses at once. The left side of the base remains untouched, saving the defense and securing another failed attack. For the third replay, we have Electro Dragon Spam. Like always, the king and queen are used to funnel, and then the E-Drags are sent in. But this time, the attacker makes a bold move. Instead of using a blimp, he goes with a stone slammer. And as I predicted, the dead zone completely ruins the attack. At the start, not a single Electro Dragon goes into the core. Instead, they path around the base. By the time they finally reach the core, the single Inferno roasts them. And to make things even worse, the Town Hall poison completely weakens the remaining troops. The royal champion does her best to clean up, but it's not enough. Another solid defense. For the fourth replay, we have Root Rider Smash. This is a classic hit, where a strong funnel is set on both sides, and then the Root Riders and supporting troops are sent straight into the base. The funnel is actually well done, and the troops push into the core despite the dead zone. But once they reach the middle of the base, the attack falls apart instantly. Most of the troops are already dead before they even reach the back end. Why? Because the raged up Town Hall, defensive CC troops, and back-end traps deal massive damage all at once. The queen tries to get some extra value, but the monolith and skeleton traps stop her from making any real progress. And just like that, another failed attack. Finally, for the fifth replay, we have Super Witch Fireball. The attacker goes for a simple and safe fireball value at the start. Then, as the siege barrack sets the funnel, the super witches are sent into the core. At first, the troops look healthy, and the attack seems to be going well. But the moment they clear the town hall, the Giga Poison ruins everything. Within seconds, all of the troops in the core are wiped out. It's like the entire army just vanished. And once again, it's another low percent defense. Alright, that's it for the defense replays of this Town Hall 15 Anti Everything base. If you want to try this base for yourself, the base link is in the description. Like and subscribe for more Clash of Clans base designs, and I'll see you soon with another OP base.